everyone, welcome.
Need interviewing our father because Uncle Sam couldn't make it. Yeah, Uncle Adrian.
Yeah, Uncle Adrian.
Yeah.
True.
How's quarantine life?
Yes.
So that's alright.
I have a question. Can I have extra screen time today?
I don't hear.
Welcome.
Need interviewing our father because Uncle Sam couldn't make it.
I'm not sure whether I can hear. Never mind. Wait.
Anyway, and I have a question.
What's your profession? What
Guys,
do you
so
do at
awkward.
work?
So awkward.
What are your work hours like? What's an entrepreneur? Don't know.
I guess.
Cool. That voice though.
Do a Siri voice.
According to the dictionary, like that. According to the dictionary.
So what's the definition?
Yeah. Just a
So then.
Okay, let's Google ourselves. Define entrepreneur. A person who sets up a business or businesses, taking on financial risk in hope of profit. Many entrepreneurs see a potential in this market similar. A promoter in the entertainment industry, the music entrepreneur pulled back after finding a screenplay Hopper had written. Interesting. Very interesting.
Sorry, I said an entrepreneur is someone who entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is someone who entrepreneurs.
Hello, Ista. We're interviewing our father today.
Because our other person couldn't make it.
Your mom, Lisa. Your mom's a journalist.
Yeah, like a lot. Like I kill a lot of people.
Fruit Loops. Technically, technically it's not a serial killer. Technically, the person actually eats a lot of cereals but without the milk, so it's a kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or something.
You have a cat. And that is the management.
Trying to drive my.
So what do you do as an entrepreneur?
What do you do?
Please.
Please. Please yourself.
Effectively, please.
Oh. Asal tadi? Asal.
Do you like to eat nasi lemak?
Schools of lie. A rebellion is starting.
No. No.
Whoa.
Well,
How
what-
many nasi lemak have you eaten in your entire lifespan?
Wait, you say you don't like nasi lemak? I'm getting confused.
No, you're not confused. He's confused.
I'm looking.
What's any hard aspect
What
of your
what
job?
what do you do when you're not working? What do you do when you're not working? I want a legitimate answer.
It makes you doesn't sleep.
But you need to sleep. Then what were you doing in the room? You're doing last night. How do you know? How
I
do
can
you
check
know
the
you're not-
security cameras in our house. We are definitely not their kids. It will not be this ugly. It will be more ugly. I'm kidding.
Okay. If you were an entrepreneur, what would you be? Yeah. Oh, really? What would you cook? Yum. Yay.
If you want questions, I'm giving questions.
Help questions.
Here's your question lah.
I'm not
Why
doing
you like
mine.
mouse or you don't like mouse?
What do you not like? What do you not like about your job?
Extra screen time.
What do you not like about your
It's a
job?
verified question. What?
Yes, exactly.
Welcome to the interrogation room. How may I help you?
How many languages do you know? Which are? Seriously?
What?
Seriously?
Father, I didn't even know that. What is this? Huh?
How did
do
I
you
not
speak
know?
Tamil? I'm so confused.
Where's the?
It's our Uncle Adrian. How do I?
What do you like about your job?
Oh god. It's just like this is the
Yeah. Why did you decide? Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
You like pizza? Which obviously doctor is not here. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be weird. That'll be odd. That'll be very odd. Oh yeah, by the way, this Adrian Wong person is also a very was on the news also.
Oh,
Ow.
silence.
No.
I heard you started Tima. What is Tima? What does it do? How did you start it? Why did you start it? Everything. What, 2020, 2020, 2021? No, you already did it. No. I'm pretty sure you did it in 2020. One, then it's a little bit too early. Go check it. brands have and what are they about and why did you start them and everything they basically a description of every brand you've ever made. Um,
Wait.
what's your favorite brand? Like food brand, shopping brand, tech brand. I quite like. I'm thinking. Have a lot.
Feel like
Yep. Most not but most Antarctica. Antarctica. Why would you want coke in Antarctica? Like, unless it's for scientists, I don't understand. Wouldn't they like want
Or
water?
for scientists figuring out whether their own drinks can survive in the harsh climates.
Have you want to ask a question, Coco?
Yeah, you gotta ask questions nowadays.
Have you ever done anything like a green brand or something green? Like eco-friendly, basically. Like, have you pledged, for example, Tima to only use recycled filaments or something like that? Have you ever? Interesting. Okay, so first I'm gonna search 1 ton, not I ton. 1 ton of waste is equal to. Let's see what it's equal to. 2,000 pounds. What does I'm trying to search so I can tell the audience bottles. So I found on Google how many plastic bottles are in a ton. Then it says 36,000. So you composted 36,000 plastic bottles, or a bajillion leaves. How many leaves? Uncle Adrian, we someone in the chat saying can't hear you clearly as it's breaking. The mic is glitchy.
Wait. It's SCH.
Understand. Adrian. Specifically, Adrian, you're no audio.
Yeah, I didn't do audio until now. Oh my god, talking for 36 minutes and nothing.
Maybe it's just laggy.
Yeah, did mommy monitor the feed or not?
Yeah, in the beginning, yes. Then after that, yes.
Oh,
But
should
just
be okay, right? I guess it's just the feed lah.
Hear me.
Yeah, can't help it. I think there was a outage of the internet earlier on. I think some of the websites like Reddit and Amazon and CNN was down at 6 o'clock to 6:45 today. I'm not sure why the outage is there. Yeah.
Maybe hold on. Audio is bad.
Mm.
Okay, let's continue.
Yep.
We were talking about, I completely lost what we were talking about.
You were talking about something green color.
Oh yeah, your green.
Mm.
Oh, you're talking about sit down and just go steady me. Can I just move up? Okay. You were talking about how the ways you compost from one side.
Mm-hmm.
Echoey.
Echo. You were talking about Muay and composting.
Okay, any stressful parts of your life? About your job?
What is this?
Get it along.
Yeah.
Shita says no audio again.
Bruh.
Halfway. I just checked.
Halfway through?
Means I have to unmute lah.
And Skype we can hear you.
Yeah, on Skype definitely you can hear me, but on Ecamm I need to unmute to talk.
Then just keep yourself unmuted.
Yeah, if I keep myself unmuted, then there's an echo.
Oh, this is so stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful because I haven't figured out the software. I jumped into the deep end of the pool and just started rolling.
Okay.
We should practice tomorrow or later.
Then if you didn't jump in the deep end, you jumped into the ocean and then try to swim without any float.
And then a shark chased after you. And then you died. As well as jellyfish.
Okay, now, Linya says you can hear now.
Can you hear me or you can hear the kids only?
It's fine.
It's fine now.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I have screen nap it.
For doing this session, you can have extra screen time every day.
I know, but not. But I used up all my 3. I used 3 hours. So can I have
What?
extra?
What? You used up 3 hours? Oh my god, look at your eyes.
What do you mean? What do you
And
mean?
you were yawning throughout this whole hour.
Since I wasn't. I don't understand. No.
Mikhail, you're supposed to ask me a question about entrepreneurship, not about screen time.
Yeah, but entrepreneurship is part of screen time. Because you use your computer to do such jobs.
Oh, gentlemen.
How do you encourage people to become an entrepreneur? You encourage.
So who are we having for tomorrow's session?
It's only 9:16. We're not finishing yet. Do you think Malaysia is low on entrepreneurs? Like, do you think Malaysia needs more training in entrepreneurship, or do you think we're okay, or what do you think Malaysia is?
Can you hear me now?
Tak dengar.
You can't hear me, right?
Daddy, unmute.
You're not. No, you're unmuted. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm muted on.
You're muted, you're muted, you're muted, you're
You're
muted.
muted.
We can't hear you.
My brain.
I'm muted on Skype, but
Dad. 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 Tak dengar, tak dengar, tak dengar.
I'm muted on Skype.
Dad. Tak dengar. He's talking and we don't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yes, you are muted.
Yeah, so I was muted on Skype just now. So basically, if I mute on Skype, then you won't hear the echo. I don't get it. What's happening? What was the question again?
What's the question?
Do you think Malaysia needs entrepreneurs, or do you think we're alright? What do you think we are?
Do I think Malaysia needs more entrepreneurs?
Do you need, or do you think they have enough entrepreneurs, but they're not good enough? What do you think?
Well, I was asked this question many years ago, and so normally when people ask me this question, I'll do my legwork and the groundwork. And so when I did my research, and I realized that a lot of entrepreneurs in Malaysia exist, but they are not of a certain quality. And so the reason why I feel that entrepreneurs in Malaysia are not okay. So there's a few parts to the question, right? Whether or not we have enough entrepreneurs in Malaysia, whether or not we have quality entrepreneurs in Malaysia, and what do we do about it, right? And so if you have, I mean, in order for you to have quality entrepreneurs, is you need to build a environment for that to happen, right? And so in Malaysia, there's been a few organizations that has been a big supporter for entrepreneurship. And so the problem lies with also the community. And so it's a very close community where all the entrepreneurs know each other, and they normally help out each other. And so that's when the entrepreneurship community gets better. And from my end, I'm basically giving back all the time. I'm currently a mentor for 2 my hackathon teams, and I'm basically sharing all my experiences so that they don't repeat the same errors, or and so they don't fall down. And if they don't fall down, I can basically help them up, right? And so having said that, the other part of the question on whether we can encourage more entrepreneurs. So that question can be answered in 2 ways. One is nature and one is nurture, right? So sometimes entrepreneurs are born. That's what they always say, right? Like for instance, you're born to walk, or you're born to cycle, you're born to drive a car. So that is something that a lot of people realize, that entrepreneurs are not born, right? It's made, right? So you basically need to nurture, which is you need to go to school, you need to go through experiences, you need to mentor under another entrepreneur, things like that, right? So how do you become an entrepreneur, right? um, if most of the time you're exposed to, say, your family or your parents that are non-entrepreneurs, how do you become an entrepreneur, right? And so it's about exposure. It's about getting to know people, um, that are doing different things. And so that's the reason why we started this session, is so that we can expose different people to different careers. Because there is a saying that Dr. Pelf, another person that will be on a show, in the month of, I mean, in this month, probably on Wednesday, next Wednesday, which is the 16th of this month, which is which coincides with the World Sea Turtle Day. And so Dr. Pelf has a very famous saying, "Tak kenal tak cinta," which is, if you don't know, you won't love a thing, right? Like for instance, if you don't know what a river terrapin is, or you don't know what a sea turtle is, then how are you going to love it, right? And so um, I've always held the saying "tak kenal tak cinta." To know entrepreneurship is to love entrepreneurship, right? And so if you don't know what entrepreneurship is, how are you gonna love it, or how are you gonna like it, right? Like your brother over there, if he doesn't know Fortnite, and he doesn't know Minecraft, and he doesn't know Apex, how does he know which one is the best, right? So the whole point of being an entrepreneur is that um, I mean, in order to cultivate more entrepreneurs, is to know more things about entrepreneurship. And in order to know more things, is you got to expose yourself lah. Either go for events, or join webinars, or Zoom, about entrepreneurship. And so when you join things like this, that's when you meet more entrepreneurs. And when you meet more entrepreneurs, then you have um, this thing to bounce off ideas, right? Which I learned a new word today, which is called a soundboard. A soundboard is something that produces sound, right? So if you shout in a valley, and the echo comes back to you, then you listen to yourself, right? So if you have more entrepreneurs, you can actually bounce off ideas, and then the ideas tend to get validated. So there's a saying in the entrepreneurship world where you need to validate your ideas. Like for instance, when we were doing the face shield, we don't want to be Jago Kampong, which is a local hero. We don't want to be that, because if we think that we are doing the best, what about trying to show what you think is the best to someone else, right? Like for instance, Mikael can be very very good in Minecraft among his friends, but when he starts playing Minecraft Bed Wars on Hypixel with all the YouTubers, and then you realize, oh, I'm not so good after all, because there are more people better than you, right? So in that sense, you need to get yourself exposed, and you need to actually do things where other people are doing, right? So that's basically exposure. So it's a very chicken and egg thing. The question that you asked, because at the end of the day, how do you know which comes first, right? Do you need more entrepreneurs, or do you need less entrepreneurs with more quality, right? If you have less entrepreneurs less entrepreneurs with high quality, then you're gonna have the same pool of people, right? And so the reason why Silicon Valley in California is where it is today, and there's many entrepreneurs today there, and there's a lot of venture capitalists. So today's session was supposed to be about VC and fundraising. For so you raise funds as an entrepreneur so that you can scale faster, right? So imagine if you had two, you currently have a pair of hands, right? Can you imagine if you're an octopus and you have eight hands, Imagine things that you can do, right? And so that's the definition of scale faster, and with the money, you can actually do that, right? We have a question. Being an entrepreneur.
Being being an entrepreneur is a challenging job. How do you find time and energy to it? In other words, how do you prevent burnout?
Yeah. So we were explaining about time and energy, and so every other human being has about 24 hours, and we went through that in the earlier section of the show where um, we all have 24 hours a day, and it's a matter of how we use it, right? And so we need about, some entrepreneurs sleep for 4 hours, so you have about 4 8 hours or 10 hours of sleep, and so then you have the other, say, 16 hours of your day. And so um, I guess the answer, in short, in short, is passion, right? If you have passion for something, you will have the tendency to have that additional energy to do it, right? Like, for instance, I have a passion, which my Sarah asked, what would I be if I'm not an entrepreneur? Is that I would want to be a chef, right? And so, how do I become a chef? How do I get there from point A to point B? How do I get the end goal and the end state? Is basically um, putting time and money in what you're passionate about, right? And so if you're passionate about something, say making soap, or doing sourdough, then you actually find the time and energy to do that, right? I hope that answers your question. The other question in terms of preventing burnout is doing new things every day. And so the entrepreneurship world is so wide and vast that there's always problems to solve every day. And so when there's new problems to solve and there's new subject matters that come into picture, you tend to realize that actually there's just so much to learn, and there's so little time. And so there's a tipping point between being bored and having nothing to do, to the fact that you have so many ideas and so many people who want to execute the ideas, and then you don't have enough time, right? And so there's a huge uh, sea out there of interesting things to do, and a huge talent pool out there to get things done, right? And so I guess my answer to not being burnout um, um, is to find that passion, right? And so again, everybody is born differently, everybody has different passions, and in order to find that passion, sometimes it's exposure, right? Exposure and doing things differently, meeting different people, and then seeing, trying out new things lah. So that boils down to why we're doing this career talk every night, and exposing the kids and whoever that's watching to different people, different careers, so that when they grow up, or when they study, they know why they're studying it for, right? Like, for instance, you need mathematics, or you need accounting, or you need science to do different things, right? And so it's 9:28. Do you want to say who's on the show tomorrow?
I have one more question.
Sure, go ahead.
I always see ads like when I'm still started.
Yep.
There's these ads like, oh, you wanna come to my class? It's free. Then you can make like $50,000 a day or something cheesy like that.
Yeah. Do you want to make more money but don't know how?
Come to my class. Only 100,000 ringgit.
Yeah. So yeah. What was your question about the classes?
Like, are they like good? Should you go for them?
Well, it's all about appetite, right? And so appetite here is also a word where it's basically what you have appetite for, right? So your appetite may be different from someone else. And so if you think the cost is right for you and you can afford it, then go ahead, right? Pay for it, because you never know what you're going to learn, and you never know who you're going to meet, right? So if you have the money, and you have the time, and you have the passion, I would say just go for whatever courses that you can afford, right? And so I have a friend who is 74 years old, uh, and 75 and a 74-year-old grandfather. He would go to training and conferences that he enjoys or he wants to learn new things. And so when he came back from a training session, he would always pride himself to be the oldest person in the training, right? And so he'll go around and say, I was the oldest man in the training at 74 years old. Yeah. So Auntie Lin said, what sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true, my Sarah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, everything on the internet, you have to take it with a pinch or a fistful of salt, so don't always believe what you see. I think we've gone through branding and advertising, right? So a lot of times when they say, eat something or buy something, so sometimes the advertising companies have spent a lot of money to try to brainwash or convince you to buy things, right? So you know better. But having said that, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that advertise themselves on YouTube or an ad before YouTube and tell you like, join this course and learn this thing. And so what you can do is basically just Google their names or Google the course that they're doing and see whether you can find parallel information about what they're doing, right? Because the internet is at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips and on the keyboard. So tomorrow we have Ante Sarini. Auntie Sarini used to work for Missy Niaga, MDEC, Rhythm and Hughes. She's an international coach and she also runs Sari Sense. So tomorrow's career is on productivity coach. Ooh.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching, and thank you for learning with us with our dear beloved Uncle Adrian.
Uncle Adrian.
If you like more of this delicious stuff, then please join us tomorrow, same time, 8:30 Malaysian time, for a talk with Auntie Sarini, who is basically a productivity coach.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, now I need to stop the stream.